Okay, so this is a day later. This is the one that we done the second half of the kegel off of that had all the hops in it. And it is absolutely going to town. This is the one we took the first strings on. I've got clear. It's got a barely yeast cake on top of it. And it is just barely bubbling. I don't know if the yeast is just slowing down or hasn't really got started yet. Hopefully by tomorrow I'm going to shoot another video and see how it's going. It's just a really clear one. And the hops is just, and this one was like crazy. So it's like a hurricane inside the glass here. And it's already got up to the top. So if it goes any higher, I'm going to have to put a blow off tube in it. But that is the house yeast that I've been harvesting every time I do a Belgian beer. So here's what happens when you let your kegel filter the hops out and try to get a clearer beer. And this is what happens when you leave the hops in it. Evidently. It's a crazy experiment. First time I've ever tried it, and it's the first time it's ever happened. So that's just going to town in there. I'm pretty sure it's the hops. Maybe the alpha acid's in the hops, or maybe the hops got something to do with helping the yeast keep active. Not sure. But that's that. So you can see how clear that one is. This one's all green, and we'll do a taste test to figure out which one actually goes to the estuary pour challenge when these are both done. I'll sample one of them, both of them, and then figure it out from there. Alright, here it is 2 hours after the last video. I'm probably getting ready to have to put a blow off tube in this before I go to sleep. The other one, barely going. That one, super fast. So, and the Croissant is all the way up to the edge of it. So I'm guessing a blow off tube is going to be a necessary option. We'll see when I wake up in the morning though. Alright, day 2 of the SJ Pour Challenge. One of them with hops in it, one of them crystal clear coming through that filter. And it is actually starting to ferment a whole lot better. So, and the one with hops in it is still going. It's slowed down a lot. And there's hops stuck in the top of it, so it almost blew off, but I didn't have to put a blow off tube in it, which was good. So I mean, it got all the way to the top, and it looks green because of the hops. This one's coming out clear, so we're going to do a taste test, and our thoughts are, if this one comes out tasting way better, or this one comes out tasting way better, we'll keep them separate. If one of them is just like way more hoppier, like this one's way more hoppier than this one, as far as the actual what the Duval clone tasted like when we first did it with a regular 6-gallon batch instead of 10 gallons, then I might end up mixing them together and then kegging it to bottle and send off. Just mixing it both together. But yeah, as you can see, it's going to town now. 2 days later. This one was going to town 24 hours later. And has slowed down. And it's a question of mine, if anybody is watching this, let me know if you think hops mixed in with your beer when you ferment it. Because there is a poison ring at the bottom. You can see how deep that is. That's about 2.5 to 3 inches thick of hops. Okay, so let me know if you think keeping the hops in the fermenter actually helps the yeast to ferment faster, or it starts off slower and gives it more nutrients with the hops in it. And it's starting to take off now, like really good. So I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but I think this beer right here is going to come out clear, like beyond crystal clear. It's not going to take time at all to get it clear. Like the one Kevin Clemens tried, it would be almost like these two combined. And there wasn't as much. I filtered out most of the hops, but not even quite as many as this one. This one is all the hops at the bottom end of it filtered out. So that's that. And this was just an experiment to find out if it actually worked better or will work better. Let me try to focus in on that. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not even sure what's floating around in there because there should be nothing. There's no hops at all in that. So I'm not sure what all that yellower stuff is at the top. Could be just like proteins. Maybe the Irish moss I threw in there. So, yeah. Let me know if anybody watches this and knows if they've ever done that and cleared it out. That if there's a taste difference in adding hops and not adding hops. Alright, we're getting ready to transfer the hopped one. We're going to trash that yeast. And then this is the other one, and it's still fermenting pretty good, so we'll let it go for another week before we actually get it to the keg or transferred and get it clearing up before it goes into the keg. So, and the yeast off of the bottom of this one we're going to harvest because that's our house strain. Not harvesting this yeast because it's got so much hops in it. I don't want to wash the crap out of it. But that's that. That's how the SJ Porr Belgium Strong is coming out. Big difference in color right now. Not really, but only because one's still fermenting and is really, really cloudy, and the other one's starting to clear up a little bit. So I imagine they're going to be the same color when they're done. Alright, transferring. Alright, so the final gravity before we get it transferred into the secondary is 10-10. And it's going in there now to clear up. Alright, just about done with the transfer. And we'll just let it sit and clear up.